Guys, really important with little spinner baits. Make your line be still a straight line. The wind's blowing my line, but my line is really straight. You don't want to lift up too high with a little spinner bait because it affects the way the blades rotate. You want to get that line very straight, just like that. The line doesn't really need to have a bunch, it needs to look like a laser. That's the best way to put it. The line from my rod tip to the water looks just like a laser line. Don't want to get it up high. The blades rotate around the shaft with these little spinner baits much better if your line is low and looking dead like a laser. You can pulse it, pop it every now and then. In fact, it's recommended that you do that. But don't be fishing a spinner bait with your line like this, a finesse inline spinner bait. Don't be fishing it with your rod tip up high. Definitely affects the way the blades move. Another key everywhere, no matter where you're fishing an inline spinner bait, make absolutely sure when it hits the water, the blades are turning. When it lands, don't be fumbling around with your gear. As soon as it lands, click, boom, it's coming right back. That flash, that turn of those blades triggers so many immediate bites right when that blade starts turning, especially if it coincides right with the splash of the lure. Trigger a lot of bites that way. But I fish with a lot of guys, they cast it, then they close their bail arm after it lands, and then they try to get tight. Especially important to get tight casting current like this, because the current is really bending and moving that line as soon as your lure lands in the water. That line looks like a laser coming through there, dead straight. That tells me those blades are rotating around that shaft very effectively. Feel is super important. Once you make a few really good casts or catch a few really good fish on a little inline spinnerbait, pay attention to the feel. It should feel the same way. I know immediately if my line's twisted or it's around a barb or something's bent, the feel is going to be just a little bit different. Good fish. There you go. Unless you use a small snap or something, work on your line twist. I took that line twist out, and as soon as I threw it back in, boom, fish on.